Looks like we're live. So we'll call this meeting to order. First thing we'll do is roll call.
Here.
Here,
Here.
everybody's here. Next is reading the minutes from April 7th meeting.
I did off all of you guys and I changed it on this one. I think you must have pulled in old minutes from February when we couldn't get the live feed working because it worked for the last one. So I did mark that off you guys and erased it off of the official minutes.
Oops.
I'll go ahead and read those. You can just skip that line.
All right, last meeting minutes from April 7th. Approved past meeting minutes. The March 10th meeting minutes were approved unanimously. Old business, township attorney still has the real-time information center MOU contract. New business, fundraising for a gun raffle, May 9th. Doors open at 4:30 and drawings begin at 5:30. Galloway would allow the use of the grain bin property for additional parking for the fundraiser. Adjacent property owners will allow use of some of their property for additional parking. Cars cannot park along the curb of the fire department to allow normal function of the emergency vehicles. Tickets are being packaged and turned over to raffle dealer. Ticket sales, 134 out of 200 have been sold. Working through the process for registration at the fundraising event. Guns are being purchased, safes have been purchased, and the pistol vaults are also being purchased. Banners will be created to post out front of the government center. Tables will be set up in the truck bays. Where do people pick up their guns if they are not present? Food and assistance with food beginning 9 a.m. Decorations, Joy is leading. Permits are printed and ready to be posted. 20 to 23 volunteers so far. Block off septic field so that no one can park on it. Sell enough tickets to cover the expenses. Board members and trustee will wear Wayne Township Volunteer Fire Department shirts, and we're to have name badges made. July items, fundraising review, start work on the 2027 budget, and we adjourned at 7:05.
May I respectfully suggest an amendment to your amendment?
So any corrections?
Would you strike still after township attorney still has? We turned that around pretty quickly. They accepted all of the changes that I requested that they make. But if someone 2 years from now looks at this, I don't want them to think that I held that contract for an inordinate amount of time.
Fair enough.
Please, thank you.
Welcome, sorry.
Okay. I'll then motion to approve minutes as edited.
Second.
All right. Moving on to old business, we have the fundraiser wrap up. You want to speak on that to start with? Or
You guys do your thing and tell me what you need.
we were all there. I think we all, I mean, I don't know.
We all spent lots of money.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah,
You
well,
didn't? No.
shame on you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I heard you gotta have a cocktail. I did. I never got any of those.
No comment on that. I think it went well. As the guy that was on the subcommittee for that, we've had one post meeting with the committee for the fundraiser, talking about the things that were good, the things that we can improve. I think we've got a great head start on next year. Please add to any of that or all of that.
I'm looking at the dates for FDIC and graduations. So we were probably looking at, I can't remember, I want to say it's going to be the beginning of April versus the end of March next year as opposed to May. At the end of April, you start getting into graduations, things like that. Once you start getting into May, it gets into other seasonal things.
Spring break.
We'll have to watch the spring break thing for the first of
Yeah,
April.
I think it's the last week of March and the first week of April, I think. I looked all of it up at one point, and so I did have a date figured out that most of us were going to be available. So It's either, I want to say, like I said, the second or third weekend in April, but I can't remember right now.
Okay.
So I will get back to that, and I hate to say it, but I kind of got tired of my office being a mess, so I just cleaned it up and didn't realize I threw my notes away, so I have to start all over again with this.
Yeah, the spring break for Southeastern is April 2nd, basically Friday, and they don't go back to school until the 12th, Monday. So
Yeah.
it comes as 2 weekends there.
Would you say the second through the 12th?
Yes. So doing it the weekend of the 3rd and 4th, or the 10th and 11th would be bad, because everybody's still going to be traveling those 2
Right.
weekends.
What if we did it the last weekend, the very last weekend of March, before they go spend all their money on spring break?
There's still people on spring break in March too.
Conferences.
That last week in March and the first week in April is usually.
Well, as I say that, that's my spring break from school.
Well,
I was gonna say.
And I was looking at that, that's also Easter weekend next year.
Yeah.
So that would be a real bad weekend to do it.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. So he packs you up to the 20th of March.
So we're 20th or down to the 17th.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out.
I was gonna say, I had it all
Yeah, you're good. That's
worked, but
all right.
I'll find
I
it.
can do it in March.
We'll figure it out. But overall, have we final tallied, we made money?
Right.
Yes. The bank account currently has $55,116.44 in it. This is the gaming account, so the only thing in and out of that, minus the initial, I think, 2,000 that I used to set it up with. Maybe 3,000, I can't remember. But anyway, everything in and out of this came from the raffle. So the big purchases that I made out of it, and then obviously the big checks that went into it. So the night of, we deposited $35,300 from actual cash on hand from the night of the raffle. So that includes I think $3,000 in cash that I went and brought out, so we had money to sell people, essentially trade people. So cash on hand when we turned it in, like I said, $35,300. So that was the night of, so that was actually a really nice deposit for. I think we ended up clearing total somewhere between 13 and 15,000, depending on how you want to look at it. Yeah.
I think that's a great first year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great first
So
year.
the question is, can that money sit in that account? And since it can only be used for gaming, and then that's where we pay for the guns and everything out of for next year, so I don't need to have that big line item for fundraisers in the rainy day.
They don't have to pay the loan back. It can just continue to be a loan for next year.
So, and then the other thing is we have somewhere, my calculations was a little under 900. I think his calculations were a little over 1,200, but somewhere in there, we have somewhere around $1,000 credit with the gun vendor.
To start for next year.
And his request, or his ask was, do we want to just leave it there and we have $1,000 already with him when we go to buy next year? Or do we need that back?
I would say leave it, unless there's a legal problem with it. If we're just pre-purchasing for next year already, essentially.
The only issue is if they go out of business,
And then third, just to pose a third option would be if we wanted to purchase a early ticket sales item, we could buy a $1,000 weapon, have it on hand, and actually be able to show it and have an early bird special for next year, because hopefully we'll actually start doing this well in advance.
I don't remember that, but I've slept since then. So,
Well, we had talked about it for ours, but we didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
So if we're selling tickets 4 months early, or start selling tickets 4 months early, that gives us plenty of time to say, okay, if you buy your tickets before 60 days before the event, you can qualify for the early bird ticket.
Well, that, or do we sell an early bird ticket to them? Like you bought entry but only because you bought it this far in advance, you're able to buy this early bird ticket.
The way, again, I only have experience with one. If you buy before a certain date, they just automatically put your name in for an early bird ticket. And that's the first thing they draw the night of.
So I think we could circle back to that, but to
Right.
solve the problem that you're worried about, let's go ahead and just purchase a gun for $1,000 wherever we're at.
Okay.
Whether we use it for that or for something else.
Right.
Then if they go out of business, we're not owed anything.
So
I know what you're gonna say.
who's gonna store it? Who's gonna safeguard it?
Okay.
Who's it gonna be registered under?
And I can answer all those questions real quick.
Okay,
I can take it under my name, care of the fire department. It goes in my safe as is, and it won't be touched until we start dealing with the concerns or start working with sales.
so if
And
my-
then once it's awarded to somebody, it technically goes back to the gun dealer as a new gun and is then transferred into whoever the winner is.
Thank you, so you answered most of my questions. Now, if my husband were here, I wouldn't have to ask this question, but he's not. So, does it depreciate? Does the style change in a year? Is it going to be, the gentleman behind you, catty corner, is shaking his head and frowning at me. And as I said, if my husband were here, I wouldn't have to answer these questions, but he's not. So I'm asking these questions just to be safe.
He says that it still sells, it will go back to him and go out as a new gun.
Okay.
So to say depreciation, I'm going to say no, because he's still giving us new gun price for it.
Okay,
Now, to say that there's not a new model that may come out after that, yes, but when new models come out, the old models drop in price a little bit, the new model goes up in price a little bit. So we may be awarding a gun, a $1,200 gun that's now worth $1,000, but it's not going to depreciate significantly enough to make a significant difference.
I agree with that from a gun standpoint.
so as long as we can secure it and,
And like I said, the fact that he's willing to give us new gun return and new gun issue,
Yeah.
that was my biggest concern with that.
we're not going to lose any value, then.
Right, and we don't have to, it's not going back as a used weapon.
Well, let's just do that then.
So
Go ahead and do that.
Can I, why do it now and not closer to the time?
Because if they were to go out of business, we would lose our $1,000. But if
But why give them $1,000?
we
He
already had,
he already has.
we already had.
So
We
we
have a
paid.
credit with them.
We have a credit with them. And so instead of making them give us a check back and then let's turn around in 5 months and give them the money back, we might as well just do pre-buy for next year. It's easier on everybody's paperwork.
I missed that we had $1,000 credit.
Yeah,
Got it.
so.
So then I would say you two need to discuss what gun to purchase.
I'm fine.
I can-
I'm
okay.
fine with whatever he does.
Okay.
I've seen enough out of that gun dealer. I was very satisfied with the job
Yeah, oh,
they did.
yeah,
I have no problem with what he did. I don't need to micromanage that.
okay.
I'm just telling you, I feel, you know, if I had a problem, I'd say so.
Oh, I know you would.
I will get with him, find out exactly how much we have with him, and then we'll set up just a purchase thing.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Anything else you want to add to that for the wrap up or next year or
No,
before we move on?
except for, when's your next meeting?
We're getting ready to set
Well,
that.
that's on the
Okay.
agenda. It's coming up.
When we set that, then we'll have to probably start looking at setting the date and prepping everything during that meeting then.
That's fine. Okay. Anybody else got any questions, comments about the
I thought
wrap
it
up
went
old
fabulous.
business? Anybody in the audience?
I will say the one feedback I heard is we have a whole bunch of hunters and there wasn't a lot of hunting rifles. So something to consider for next year.
Anybody wants twice?
The only other thing somebody mentioned to me was, I don't want to turn this into a girl thing, but there was, maybe a girl raffle on the side.
We
'Cause
discussed
there
some
was-
of that already,
Okay, I was
yes.
gonna say there were some girls that
We
had
heard that.
money.
Yeah, we heard some
It
of
was
that
like,
stuff
but they
too.
didn't want to buy tickets for the raffle, yeah.
So would they prefer like
I had
a
a suggestion.
carrying purse, like
No.
a gun carrying purse, or are you talking like a spa day?
Yeah, a
It
spa
was
day
fall day, I think.
is what I had suggested to me, go down here and buy like an hour massage or something and get,
Watch which massage parlor you find that at.
I don't go to any of them. I'm sure he can explain. I'm sure he's well aware of all that.
And again, you may not be buying those things, you may be able to get
Get
additional
donations,
donations.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Yes, we already have that. Thank you. All right. So that concludes our old business. We will move to new business, and the first item under new business is a mid-year update.
All right, does all have the,
Is that this paper here?
yes, sir.
Okay.
That is telling you how much we have left of rainy day. We have 53% left because we could not end up spending as much. That normally we don't have those line items in rainy day. But we didn't end up spending as much money. We put 85,000 in for the raffle and only spent like 41,000.
Okay.
So that's got a lot of money in it.
Okay.
The township fund, the goal is to be a little above 50% in all of these, since we're at the mid-year. The township fund still has 69% in it. The debt services fund has 100%, but those payments are due in July and December. So I did just make a payment that took that to 50%. Township assistance still has 72%, which I'm a little surprised about, honestly. But we raised that up quite a bit last year. So for the last 2 years, we've had line items remember the first year we were short on township assistance and had to do additional appropriations. So for the last 2 years, we had line items in township and direct assistance, and did a majority out of township that first year, and then the next year did a majority out of direct assistance. So when we get to the budget, I have dramatically reduced the assistance lines out of township because we've righted that ship.
Okay.
So that one has 72%. Firefighting, we're right at 69%. Fire equipment loan, 50%, and Cuba Fire, we have 32% left.
Fire equipment loan would be the ambulance,
Correct,
and debt services would be the building.
correct.
Thank you.
You guys have any questions for me?
Anything you're concerned about? That's the person running the day-to-day.
Main thing I'm concerned about is what they're gonna end up doing at the State House with lit and all that kind of stuff, because that's where we get a majority of our money. Our operating balance has grown over the years, so, we've taken in a little bit more each year, but we've also, the fire department's been extremely frugal, we've been extremely frugal, and we're back in a really good place, I feel.
Okay, good. Is that Keene Fire, that's the one that's the only one that's under 50%? Should we be concerned about that one? Or is that just one?
No, that one we bought turnout gear. We bought $20,000 in turnout gear. And so we have like $10,000 left.
Okay, so nothing to worry about there.
No.
Then I will motion to approve this report as presented.
All right.
Second.
There's that. And we didn't get the minutes to sign either. The minutes didn't come around to sign.
Yeah, want that one.
Right. No, I handed them off.
Hold on, I'm gonna sign this one.
Hang on, I haven't slept much. Okay,
Is this
I
it?
did pass it along. Yep,
Oh,
it's like,
it's upside down.
She was hiding it from you.
You're finance,
I
right?
just,
Yes, it's you
I just
secretary.
passed it.
You got it.
Not to me.
It's the last one left. That's you. This one.
I did.
Oh, here, it says the last one.
No, because I passed it.
yeah, we went somehow.
I know, good ones. All right. Getting back to the agenda. Okay, so next
Did the
is,
minutes make it back?
they're coming.
Okay.
Set budget, hearing, and adoption meeting. That's gotta be October-ish, right?
Can be, as early as we want, but has to be done. Okay. Yes, because everything has to be done before November 2nd or something. And there has to be 10 days between meetings. So we can go up into September, but we have to have 2 meetings at least 10 days apart before the beginning of November.
Okay.
I already had the 13th of October.
I think, yeah, I think we had thrown out,
29th of September and the 13th of October is 2 Tuesdays, and it'll be 2 weeks before. Let's start there.
all right, so what are you saying?
29th of September is a Tuesday. And the 13th of,
Oh, I'm gonna be in Vegas, sorry.
Which day?
I can't do September 29th. Oh, I got that day.
We could do it the week before, September 22nd. Will you be ready at that point?
there's no, it's just gotta be at least 10 days, there's no maximum in between, right?
Correct.
So now we're talking the 22nd and the 13th.
I can do both those days.
I'm good with both of those.
September 22nd.
6:30?
Unless you want to switch it up, do breakfast.
No.
No,
I'll be at school.
unless y'all are coming up to Fort Wayne.
Just asking.
Okay, and then you're saying the 13th, yeah, I already had that.
October.
Not that we have to say anything, but it should.
September 22nd, and then you already have
I was looking
October
at his
13th.
calendar.
Okay.
Can you be here for those? Those are kind of big ones.
Be here the 22nd and not the 13th.
Okay.
22nd's when we hash everything out. The 13th is essentially just signing the paperwork, so. If the two that you could make, that is the
The
better one.
22nd one will be the better one. So, okay. Well, that was easy. And we don't need it, you don't need to be before that for the gun raffle, do you? That 13th timeframe, work, September work for you?
September will probably be more applicable for that.
I mean, we're already halfway through August or September or July, whatever.
We knew what you meant.
Yeah. August will be fast, so, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll plan on budget and starting fundraiser for next year on that 13th day. So come prepared to be here from that. All right, and next thing is 2026 Township Assistance Income Guidelines.
Yeah, so we went over this in January, and apparently I just forgot to have you guys sign them. I apologize.
I thought we did.
Say,
Yeah, we did.
refresh me on what this is.
And I went through the minutes, I went all the way back through everything, and I'm like, apparently we went over it, and I never had you sign it. So it's the same thing we talked about, it's just setting, our property level is set at 140% of federal poverty level. And then that just tells you, it's just telling you what their monthly income can be to qualify for us.
So we've already agreed to these, and this is
Yeah.
what we've been operating on all of
Yeah.
this year. Okay.
My apologies.
That's okay.
Remember when we signed all that stuff?
Yeah.
I thought this
I'll
was
just
in there.
motion that we approve this and continue operating as we are.
Second.
Do we sign your?
Yeah, we have to sign this one with the highlighted. And I guess with the budget hearing and the budget adoption, I did go through the budget, and the only changes I saw to make were, I have not had my meeting with Ryan Burke yet, so that's, things could change. But, like I said, I will be reducing those line items. This is just last year's budget that I've written on. We had put, once my eyes adjust, there we go. We have $50,000 for rental assistance, and I'm just gonna take that probably down to 10, because that's just our buffer. Because last year we upped it in the actual direct assistance. So, and then we had utility for direct assistance from 25, and I was gonna reduce that one down to 10 also. So that would take $55,000 out of the budget. There were a few things, I was gonna up propane and our electric because those rates are going up. And one of the things I looked at, what we've already spent this year, we only have 51% of that left right now. So, because we've already spent almost 12,500 in propane and electric. So I was gonna change that one. There were a few, I was gonna ask for a raise, just gonna tell you.
Me
We'll see.
I know, it's up to you, but I'm just saying. I haven't had one in 3 years, so I was just gonna ask.
Me too.
You had one this year.
You're getting paid.
That's the problem.
But those were the big things.
I'm assuming you two are already discussing about ways to set us up budget-wise for what's coming.
We're just starting.
My crystal ball is still a little cloudy.
Can you fix that?
There's nothing is consistent or definitive is the problem.
And I will sit with Laura for the meeting with DLGF, and so we'll look,
That's the meeting we were just at.
and we'll do everything we can.
Yeah, I know. Do we think we're gonna get hit hard next year, or do you think it'll take an extra year before we really see the impact?
You're gonna see some impacts next year.
Okay.
I just frankly don't even try and guess at what they're gonna do.
No, I'm not, yeah, I wasn't asking for specifics. I mean,
Hearing crazy things.
we're halfway through July and they haven't got it figured out yet. At some
Right.
point, they're gonna run out of time. That's why I was asking the question, so, okay.
And they have made it so we are not required to do a capital improvement plan this year, but we will start.
We worked so hard on
But we will next year. They still suggest we do one, so I'll probably still do one,
I think you should.
but it's not until next year. And so that's one more thing that they put out there. You have to do this, and now, well, you don't have to do this, but next year, you're gonna have to do this. Like, they're just, every time you talk to them, every time you when I go to a training session, it's something different out of DLGF and State Board of Accounts. And they really have no control over what the Senate does,
Sure.
so it's all moving parts that aren't working well together right now.
Anybody else, anything else to add to this meeting? Any other comments from out there?
The fire department would like to say thank you to the board very much. We appreciate your guys' help, your commitment to helping us improve and helping us keep functioning. So we really did want to say thank you for the fundraiser, for everything you've done for us this year. So thank you.
My question kind of goes back to that. So we did the fundraiser. Did we have like a dollar amount target to use to do something that you need now? Or we know that there's something coming up pretty quickly that the fundraiser
We
was
would like,
targeted for?
I would like to start looking at replacing our grass. Our grass truck is a 1983. Yes, you heard that right. 1983 1500 Sierra that was retrofitted to be a grass truck. So it's way overweight, and basically the last time I had it in the shop, they had to manufacture the part to replace or make the repair for me. So I would like to look into getting a brush truck. Last time I was looking at those, they run between 300 and 350,000. And just something to keep on the radar is the tanker is now 22, 24 years old. So at some point we are going to start looking at replacing that and hopefully keeping that as a reserve and putting a new one in line. So we're not having any major breakdowns yet, but again, it is 20-something years old. So those are the big ones on the horizon. Hard to believe, but our engine is now 10 years old.
That is hard.
So this year is actually 11 years old. So
We actually pay the ambulance off next year.
So we are looking at, like I said, big market replacements.
Guess what would be a bigger concern, tanker or grass truck?
Depends on the season.
A lot of other departments also, we run mutual with a lot of other departments with the tanker.
I would say the tanker runs a lot for mutual aid fires. And if our grass truck goes out, the tanker goes out to support it because that's the water supply for the grass trucks. So
I would go fire, I would go grass truck first all day. What, knowing what not from a fire standpoint, from a vehicle standpoint, I'd do grass truck all day. I'm speaking from a vehicle standpoint.
That was my only question.
Okay. Anything else? Going once, going twice. I'll motion to adjourn at 7:06.
That should be in my bag.
I'll send you the invoice.
Fun, they said.
But that brings-
Do what?
It's a BMX, they said.
Nobody ever said that.
I'm returning your tactical pen.
You come on up, and join this.
Does that one break a window?
No, so that is a
Have you met Eric?
pinpoint or pressure point, and then when the pen's away, that is